Okay, let's dive into this. If you're running a boutique hotel in Spain, or maybe you're building the software that powers them, we really need to talk about digital transformation. Look, the hospitality industry has hit a massive inflection point. Charm and beautiful architecture, they're amazing, but they're just not enough to scale a modern business anymore. Behind the scenes, legacy infrastructure and those fragmented booking workflows are hiding some serious financial and legal risks. So today, we're unpacking a recent SoftWin Field Note to show you exactly how enterprise-grade automation can simplify your complex operations, secure your margins, and deliver that seamless, absolutely frictionless digital experience your guests expect. Here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover the duct tape problem, count the true costs of those legacy systems, deconstruct the anatomy of a modern booking architecture, run through the non-negotiable features, examine some common implementation mistakes, and finally, look at the bottom line.
All right, part one, the duct tape problem, fragmented systems.
This brings us to the messy reality of how most small hotels are currently operating. Looking at the SoftWin Field Notes, there's this one phrase that perfectly hits the nail on the head for so many founders. It works, technically, the way duct tape works. I mean, picture this. You've got an OTA extranet open in one tab, a shared inbox in another, some massive spreadsheet, and your front desk team is doing manual data entry just to satisfy a legal requirement they only half understand. We get it. This patchwork might technically hold your operations together right now, but this bottleneck? It's the enemy of scale. It's actively stifling your business growth and quietly introducing some severe operational risks. Just look at the duct tape stack. Spreadsheets, shared inboxes, disconnected tools. It's manual and so vulnerable to human error. Now contrast that with the modern stack. Unified, automated, single inventory, and a seamless direct booking flow. Remember, you're selling a premium boutique experience, right? If your booking flow is clunky and introduces friction, it immediately undercuts that high-end brand perception from the very first click. A modern infrastructure uses smart data flows and unified automation to make sure your digital footprint is just as elegant as your physical property. Moving on to Section 2, counting the true costs, margins, and fines. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is exactly why upgrading is so urgent. Consider this massive percentage, 15 to 30%, or even more. That's the commission rate online travel agencies, or OTAs, are commanding today. Just a decade ago, that was hovering around 10%. The business impact here is immediate. Think about a €200 per night booking. A 20% cut means €40 is just gone, poof, handed directly to a third party. Every single reservation your direct booking engine can win back from an OTA is pure margin you get to keep to fuel your growth. And then there's the legal risk, €30,000. I'm just going to pause to let the sheer scale of that number sink in. That is the maximum penalty for serious noncompliance with SES.HOSPEDAJES since December 2024. Spain's mandatory system requires hotels to submit guest identity data to the Ministry of Interior within 24 hours of check-in. Sure, minor slip-ups start at €100 to €600, but if your compliance relies on a busy staff member manually logging into a government portal, well, you are one hectic Saturday away from a missing record. Fail to register guests, or fail to keep 3 years of data, and those fines escalate up to €30,000. This is where AI-driven automation literally becomes your ultimate security and compliance layer. Let's move to Section 3, Anatomy of a Booking System, the 3 pillars. Let's deconstruct the architecture of a really scalable solution. The first pillar is the booking engine. Simply put, this is your frictionless digital storefront. It's the sleek, high-conversion interface the guest sees and interacts with on your website. It has to be engineered to inspire trust, remove any barriers, and seamlessly convert that browsing into direct revenue. Next up is the Property Management System, or PMS. If the booking engine is your storefront, the PMS is your automated command center. This back-office interface handles everything: reservations, guest profiles, dynamic invoicing, and secure check-in data. It is the absolute core of your digital transformation. The third pillar is the channel manager. Think of this as the invisible, highly advanced synchronization layer. When these 3 pillars lock together, it's like a beautiful automation symphony. A guest taps on their smartphone to book a room, that data instantly flows into your back-office PMS, and simultaneously, the channel manager updates your global room availability across Booking.com and Airbnb in milliseconds, all without a human lifting a single finger. So you literally never sell the same room twice. Friction is entirely eliminated. Section 4, the non-negotiable features, building the right stack. And this brilliantly illustrates the blueprint for your technology partner. These are enterprise-grade capabilities scaled down for boutique operations. You absolutely need a mobile-first direct booking engine. Handing a guest off to a clunky third-party site at checkout practically guarantees they'll abandon the booking. You must have automated SES.HOSPEDAJES reporting to ditch those manual portals. You need real-time two-way channel manager sync. Multi-language support, specifically Spanish and English, is a must. GDPR-aware data handling for top-tier EU privacy compliance. And finally, pricing that actually scales with your property, rather than penalizing you with massive enterprise fees.
When evaluating the market, the Softwin notes identify several really solid options. Cloudbeds and Muse operate as highly capable all-in-one command centers. For modular setups where you might need a separate PMS, SiteMinder and RateGain offer established channel management with exceptional global performance. And then there's Avirito, a natively Spanish-built system that excels at deploying local compliance right out of the box. Ultimately, the right setup depends entirely on your operational volume, your structural needs, and your specific custom configurations.
All right, Section 5, Common Implementation Mistakes. What to avoid.
Let's move to and see how this builds on what we've learned, because this table reveals exactly where deployments can go wrong. Launching without rigorous pre-launch sync testing, that triggers immediate double bookings. Treating your SES.HOSPEDAJES compliance as a one-off manual setup means your institutional knowledge basically walks out the door the moment that staff member resigns. Not going mobile first actively bleeds top-of-funnel traffic coming from Instagram and mobile search. And buying an unnecessarily complex enterprise PMS for a 15-room property, that just introduces severe financial bloat and a huge training headache. Successful implementation really requires a trusted technology partner to streamline these transitions.
Finally, Section 6, the bottom line, auditing your setup. The truth is, the ultimate technology stack works invisibly. Softwin's core philosophy here is that the most powerful system isn't simply the one with the most bells and whistles. It's the intelligent infrastructure that actively wins direct revenue back from OTAs, handles legal compliance on autopilot, and flawlessly gets out of your team's way. This kind of premium technology empowers your staff to focus entirely on delivering a high-touch, premium experience to your guests, effectively eliminating manual data entry from their day-to-day.
So, I want to leave you with a critical question regarding your current setup. Is your patchwork system quietly costing you more than you can see? Are you surrendering margin and exposing your business to catastrophic fines just to avoid the temporary friction of upgrading? Evolving your tech stack is honestly the most decisive, measurable path to scaling your boutique operations and securing a resilient, automated future. Think about it.